If you think there's nothing to do in Newcastle and Lawrence County, then think again. Always stay connected to NCTV45 to receive the information on events going on in and around the area on a daily basis. Programs to view are Newswatch, The Morning Show, and Community Happenings. NCTV45 takes pride in bringing you the event and organization info that you want. NCTV45 is the #1 media source locally. NCTV45, anytime on your time.
Hi, this is Hugh Coryea from NCTV45 News, the Veterans News here. Today I have Danielle Downings. Welcome to the show today, Danielle.
Hey, thank you for having me.
We know you're in the military. Why did you join the military?
My story is probably a little unique. My family wasn't very military. My younger brother had joined the service a couple years prior. I had went into a recruiter's office. Weather was a little gloomy outside, and I always passed the recruiting building, and I thought, hey, maybe I'm going to stop here. No anticipation, no idea. Just walked in, and the first branch door to my left when I walked in was the Army, and it just kind of spiraled from there, and 12 days later I was getting yelled at.
How old was you when you joined?
I was 21.
21. Where'd you go to basic training at?
I did my basic training at Fort Jackson, South Carolina.
And how long was basic back then? I always ask because they change things. Some are 13, some was 9. I went through 8 weeks of basic training.
My basic training was also 8 weeks.
8 weeks, okay.
Yes.
What was your MOS?
My MOS initially, because I had no idea what I wanted to do, my recruiter's superior picked it, which was administrative. I was real bright and could communicate well with other people already at that point. So just administrative to start.
Where did you go to schooling for that at?
I also did that at Fort Jackson, South Carolina. They gave me an option to go to Fort Lee, Virginia, but that being in January, it was a little too cold, so I picked to stay down south.
Okay. What did your military experience teach you?
There's a lot of things it taught me. It actually, in a sense, taught me how to somewhat be more chill and relaxed and actually procrastinate a little bit. It's kind of ironic because I grew up with a few OCD tendencies. So things that I didn't think really mattered as much anymore. Like in the past, I wasn't able to leave my laundry in the washer or in the dryer and go shopping. I had to make sure it was done and taken care of before I left the house. And after I joined the service and came home, it's like, oh, well, that doesn't really matter that much anymore. There's bigger problems in the world, and not take life actually as serious. And I know for a lot of other people, they became more structured and in that sense. So for me, it was a little bit different, but it taught me more friendships, just how to communicate more with people, work hard, be motivated, be dedicated, just really strive to move forward and find out what's important. And I don't know what else.
All right, how does your experience apply to your job and your life today?
I would say there are times you have to be serious. It's a serious career. Early on, actually, I was taught from a coach. I played sports. He always said, practice how you play. I did use that in the military, and I was also taught that in the military as well. They use kind of the same motto, practice how you play. So when you go to do things, just repetition, just making sure you're capable of doing the job that you're asked to do. So using that in my life today, I am a police officer, and every situation can be different, but it can also be the same, or it's the same, but it can be different. Like, oh, okay, I have a traffic stop for speeding. Okay, well, it's a different day, it's a different time, it's a different person. It could be the same person, but maybe they're in a different mood. So just following what you've learned, and you just practice. You train, you take courses, and that's all those things we did in the military. You train, practice. Learn. You go, like I said, lots of classes, lots of courses, and that just prepares you to be educated, do the best you can, be the best at what you do.
Mm-hmm. How long you been a police officer?
I've been a police officer up here in Mercer County for 5 years now, almost
Okay.
6 years.
Do you like being a police officer?
Good question. It's a love-hate relationship. Days you love it, days you hate it.
Yep.
Some days you really do got to remind yourself why you do what you do, to see the good in people and actually help people and be there. And obviously, without getting into too many details, actually having to deal with some criminals sometime, and dealing with those situations appropriately.
Yep. Now, would you encourage the younger kids today to join the military?
I think so. Overall, I would. I think you really have to ask them maybe why they would have to join just in our society today. I mean, there's benefits out there that are, for schooling, to get educated and to pursue a career, and to kind of be a little one-up on society, to pursue your dreams, to be able to support a family and move forward. And yeah, I think so, though, in structure and the people you get to meet, the stories you get to hear, the traveling that you get to do, it really does make you more of a well-rounded person. So
Yeah, like when I was younger, I used to work for a body shop, and we used to wash the police cars up here at the old city building.
okay.
And we had his name was Lieutenant Malley, and he took me underneath his wing because I was a fighter in school, and
Okay.
he really took me underneath his wing. And when I joined the military, I joined the Navy,
Okay.
and he really was all excited and that. And then when I come home from basic, I was a hometown recruiter.
Mhm.
So I used to have to go up to the police station and get the reports, the
Okay.
the criminal background check. So he used to, he was all excited for me, took me underneath his wing.
That's good. Yeah, that would be another big reason why to join. I mean, it's just a positive, structured influence on young adults. And, if they're really not sure what they want to do in life, I mean, hey, why not be in an environment where you really can't get in any kind of trouble? But you can always come wash my cruiser anytime.
Yeah. Now, how long was you in the Army?
Almost 14 years now. October will be 14 years.
Now you're in the reserves or the guards or?
I'm in the reserves.
Reserves,
now.
okay.
Yes.
Now, are you planning on staying for, what is it, 1 year for every 2, being in the reserves or the guards? Ain't there like a?
Yeah, it's still just based off retirement
Retirement.
points. Like, I know different branches have different acronyms for it. So as long as, like, in the Army, we have what's called UTA, UTA and stuff. So like we get so many points per drill. We're only required to, I think, have like 48 a year, but that's easy to get as long as you show up here once a month, like 2 weeks out of the year. You get just for being in the service that year, you get 15 right off the bat.
Yeah.
So it really all depends, like, and then like I have a little bit of active duty time. So I feel as a reservist, like I'm already with my active duty time, I have just as many, if not more, points than a 20-year reservist.
Oh, okay.
At this point, so.
Have you ever been out of the country, or you always been stateside?
I've always been stateside. I was mobilized stateside. I had a specific mission down at Fort Benning, Georgia, for a little over a year at one point.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us on today's show?
I don't know. You asked the questions.
Well, that's all the questions I got for today.
Yeah, I think I don't know. Overall, I mean, I've met a lot of friends. I got a lot of stories. You know, you have different jobs. I didn't just do the administrative job. I've done a lot with like trucks and logistics and combatives and all sorts of different things. So just because you have one job, first and foremost, you're an 11 Bravo, which is an infantry, you know, for the Army. I know everybody has their different, you know, titles and stuff for that. But so you have to be able to do your skills and just be a soldier, show up first, and yeah.
Okay. Well, I'd like to thank Danielle for show today. I want to give a shout out to some of the businesses that let us put the Vietnam Agent Orange Veterans Jar in today. We have Grammy's Bakery, Two Fat Guys in an Oven, J&M Mini Mart, and the Cheese House. So I want to give a big shout out to these guys for letting us put their donation jars out there for the Vietnam Agent Orange. We got some fundraisers coming up. Rodardo's is Tuesday, May 17th. 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. That's for the Vietnam Agent Orange Veterans Project, and they're nice enough to give us 10% of their sales that day. And also on June 4th, we have the Durrells coming in at Sons of Italy. That's from 6 to 9. The tickets are $10. And also that day, you can get additional dinner there if you want to join us. And also we're having to-go dinners that day too, from 11 to 4. So you can reach out to me at 724-651-6747. This is Hugh Coryea from Veterans News, NCTV45.
If you think there's nothing to do in Newcastle and Lawrence County, then think again. Always stay connected to NCTV45 to receive the information on events going on in and around the area on a daily basis. Programs to view are Newswatch, The Morning Show, and Community Happenings. NCTV45 takes pride in bringing you the event and organization info that you want. NCTV45 is the #1 media source locally. NCTV45, anytime on your time.